Okay, let's see what happened. I don't know why that camera's like that. Let's see if it will change. Okay. And I hope it's recording with the microphone. Anthony Joshua, 28 wins, 4 losses, 5 knockouts. Or 25 knockouts, I should say. And then you got, on the other hand, Jake Paul, which is 12 and 1. He lost to one boxer. He also has 12 wins, 7 by knockout. So, do I see Jake Paul doing anything significant in this fight? Ha ha ha, no, not at all. Because he's going to be competing against one of the baddest boxers of all time in the heavyweight division. He is 6'6", 245 pounds. And we've seen what he did to fellow MMA fighter Francis Ngannou. Lit him up. Wow, just lit him up. Then we got Jake Paul, which is 6'1", typically fights at 200, but when he fought Mike Tyson, he came in at a whopping 227. So even if he came in at 220, is he still going to be able to push that weight around, which would be like 20 pounds more than what he's normally used to? No. Jake Paul has a 76-inch reach, and on the other hand, you got Anthony Joshua with the 82-inch reach advantage, right? But Jake Paul, because his fight is so last minute, he's not going to be able to bulk up or do that. I don't know what he normally walks around at, but I don't think it's 227. So for me, Jake Paul, which is the YouTuber extraordinaire turned professional boxer, and this is a real boxing match that's going on their record. It's not a fight that's just going to be for a match that doesn't count, because that's the same thing that happened with Mike Tyson. That was a fight that didn't really count on their record. So when you really think about it, is Jake Paul the guy that's going to just completely dominate him? Because a lot of people are like, well, if Jake Paul wins, the fight's got to obviously be fixed, right? Because there's no way that Jake Paul can beat this guy. And I totally 100% agree with that. There's no way that I can see a Jake Paul beating up Anthony Joshua, right? Who would have thought Jake Paul would actually be at some point in his MMA or boxing career actually competing against these dudes? Who would have thought he would be competing against these guys at this weight class, at this caliber of competition? Not me. I never thought ever he would be competing against these guys. I just thought he's too outclassed. He's never going to be that good, and he's always going to be that guy that just constantly gets beat up, right? So that is why I say what I say, is because I just look at it like this. Jake Paul has fought one real boxer in Tommy Fury. You could say that was like 5 years ago, and Tommy beat him up. Tommy won that fight. Fought Anderson Silva, which was the next best MMA fighter. People thought Nate Diaz would have been the guy that could beat him, hurt him, but Nate Diaz really didn't do much in that fight either. So for me, I think this is going to be a real quick beatdown. I really think it's going to be a real quick beatdown. So hopefully you can't hear the vacuum guy right next to me, but I don't think it's going to be going into the later rounds. It's an 8-round fight with 3-minute rounds. So it's not a 10-round, not a 12-round, definitely not a 15-round fight. But do I think this fight is going to be something that people are going to tune in for? I think so. It's on Netflix, so it's going to be one of those fights that people tune into because it's free and they want to see if Jake Paul can hang and bang or something like that. I think he's going to do a little bit more than what the average guy thinks. But Do I really think Jake Paul has a chance against Anthony Joshua in December? Absolutely not. Because one, Anthony has 82-inch reach. He's 6'6", 245 pounds. Jake Paul doesn't have the skill, the size, and I thought Jake Paul's whole gimmick was to fight these tomato cans that were MMA fighters that were washed up, or fighters that were no longer relevant, like they were retired fighters. But maybe this is the fight that he wants to really prove, hey, I want to fight the biggest men on the planet, I want to be ranked, I want to eventually get a title. But do I think that Jake Paul does have a chance? I don't. Because honestly, I said the same thing if Jake Paul would have fought somebody like Anderson Silva. I thought Anderson Silva would just split this shit up. But it didn't happen. I think if it was Anderson Silva in his prime when he fought with Franklin, he would have dominated this kid. But at the end of the day, the fight's going to happen in Miami, Florida on Netflix. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Is Jake Paul somebody that you're like, yeah, of course this fight should happen? Of course Jake Paul's going to do better than expected. Again, if Jake Paul magically wins the fight, Jake Paul is going to be called a fight. So they're going to say, how did he beat Anthony Joshua? And then Anthony Joshua, they're going to say the same thing. The fight was over before it started. And they're going to say, Anthony?
Sorry. He's there.
And they're going to say that Anthony, to be completely honest with you, beat him because he's the bigger, more experienced boxer and just an overall better competition. And they're going to say this fight was weak. Because a lot of people actually did think that Francis Ngannou was going to beat Joshua. But Joshua lit him up, posted him up, Hollywood, as they say. So there's no way in my mind, as an MMA fan or as a casual boxing fan, think that Jake is going to mollywop this kid. I really don't think so. But yeah, the gym is getting bigger, and it's getting real packed. So I'm going to head out, jump off here, but I just want to base my opinion that do I really think Jake's going to mollywop one of the baddest heavyweights of all time? No, I do not. Because he was a former champion. And Jake Paul's never been a champion, nor will he ever be a champion. He's not even on Oscar De La Hoya's level, Floyd Mayweather's level. The dude's decent for what he's done, right? He has skills. He is a decent boxer. He is one of those guys that would be like a Golden Glove champion, easy, right? He's put in their work. He's trained since I think like 2017 or 2018, so over 5 years he's been training, almost 10 at this point. So do you guys think that this fight should happen, or do you think this fight is just another gimmick fight that nobody cares about if you're a hardcore boxing fan? And these Jake Paul fights are just gimmick fights for casual fans to tune in, and we don't know what the rest of the fight card's going to be. We have no clue if it's going to be a stacked card or not. But will I tune in? Yeah, probably, because I want to see what Jake's capable of doing against a level boxer like that. But I think what's going to happen is Anthony's going to come out aggressively, piece him up, beat him down, and the fight's going to be over before it starts. So with that being said, we will see you guys next time. Anthony Joshua for the win, baby.